What's up? What's up? Welcome to another show, man. Jammin with J Money. We back. It's another day. We ready to get to some money, man. Ready to get to some money. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't a nice day yesterday, but it happens, man. I know I wasn't big on anything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the day before that had a huge day, and just take it light. Sometimes I like to take it light after them days. I'm glad that I did, but still, man, the little plays that I did it was on. They didn't cash, but it happens, man. You find somebody hit 100%. You know what I'm saying? Hey, show me to them, man. I need to be following what they on. What's up, Junior? Everything cool with you?
Yeah, I kept it real light yesterday. I only had one play, a little sprinkle on that three team money line. Sorry, 3 team regular parlay that was super trash. Went 1 for 3. Portland did not come to play. They scored 10 points in the second quarter. San Antonio lost every quarter. I think they tied one quarter, but they basically lost every quarter against the Lakers. It happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I kept it light yesterday. I didn't make any plays after the show. I didn't make any live bets. I just made that one play, hope for the best. But today I got 6 plays on the show. Definitely going to make some live plays. Probably going to make a couple plays depending on what you guys have to say. Maybe you guys might lean me one way or the other. I got a couple leans that I like. What about yourself, Jordan?
Yesterday, just as much again about the plays that I didn't take as the ones that I did. I said yesterday I was going to be on Charlotte first quarter, first half. Ended up running right up to that one and nailed both those two right before the game started. Charlotte once again looking awesome in first halves and absolutely collapsing in the second half and letting the Rockets cover that game in the full game after they covered the quarter and the half. I mean, I think I pretty much nailed that game to a T. But then that game was getting right over. I was sweating that one out a little bit, and it looked like I was fine with that one. And then I looked and see, and Jamal Murray's in last night, so I laid off Portland first quarter, first half, which I am extremely glad I did because Denver absolutely smacked them up, and now they're getting some reinforcements as well after trading Malik Beasley. So this is going to be an interesting team. I don't know if we want to talk about that trade that happened last night at all before the show starts. I know we got a lot of games to touch on, but that's going to shake up things a little bit as well, not only tonight but in the future. But yeah, stayed away from those other games. Just a real that card yesterday kind of I think gave us all kind of a little bit of bad feelings on some of those games. 4-game slate, not much to choose from. Just better to keep it light and move on, which seems like we all did, and ready to attack this 9-game slate today.
Exactly. Real quick, what you have to say about the trade, though? What you had to say about that trade yesterday, man? For team trade. I think I look to see some bigger trades coming out. But what you think about that
Yeah.
one, Jordan? And I definitely had to say something because there's a couple of teams tonight that's going to be a little shorthanded or even more shorthanded than they already were. So, any quick thoughts about that trade yesterday, Jordan? Who you think was winners or losers of that one?
I mean, right now it's hard to tell who the winners and the losers are. I think Minnesota got really good value for Robert Covington. They get a really good young player in Malik Beasley plus a first-round pick, so that's pretty nice. And I think the Rockets getting Robert Covington is huge for them. That's going to solve a lot of their issues, I think. Now they're without a big man though, so they might have to make one more trade to really get competitive. But if they feel comfortable with Jordan Bell and Hartenstein and Tyson Chandler as their bigs when they don't want to play small, I mean, I guess you could say that they had a pretty good night too. And the Hawks getting Capella for not much, I mean, that's also a pretty good deal. I don't think there's a loser, to be honest. I think it remains to be seen if there will be one, but it seems like all teams are either neutral or winners in the trade from my eyes, especially the Nuggets. Like, they got some nice pieces. I think Vonleh going back to them. They get Shabazz to go off the bench. I mean, now they got minutes freed up for Michael Porter. It seems like a pretty good deal. I'm having a hard time figuring out who lost the trade.
Exactly. What you think, Junior? Real quick, with the trade. I mean, my thing. It was a lot of moving pieces. In my opinion, I don't. It wasn't really a marquee trade, in my opinion. I mean, it's no real. You like I say. I mean, Capella, over there, the Hawks. I mean, I think the Hawks got a lot better over there. Honestly, I don't know what the Rockets got going over there. Really, I mean, Tucker at the 5. What the hell are you? What seriously, bro? You had to be serious here, bro. Maybe stretch 4, but at a 5, bro. Come on, man. And if you face up against a team like the Lakers or the Clippers, I mean, they are just going to smack them, boy. I mean, the Rockets already weren't good, in my opinion. I told you yesterday, I don't know why they was trying to move Capella. They got Jordan Bell, but, I mean, he already is not, you know what I'm saying? He's not I don't know. Will said Rockets got worse, in my opinion, man. In my opinion, they got worse. Robert Covers, I like him as a player, but maybe he'll lock in over there. He's a good, maybe the defense, you know what I'm saying, will be a little better, but Robert Covington and Tucker out there alongside me against big line, they'll get killed, man. What you got, Junior?
What I want to know, honestly, is what's their playoff plan? Because I saw something where Daryl Morey said that one of the reasons they made that move was because they've been playing a lot better with these small ball lineups, and that's cool. In the regular season, that's all right. But what about in the playoffs, bro? Like you're gonna have if PJ Tucker's your 4, who's guarding Paul George? Who's guarding Kawhi Leonard? Who's guarding Anthony Davis? Who's guard? I mean, I could just go on and on, but like, what the hell are these guys doing, bro? That's the takeaway that I have from that trade. That what the hell is Houston really like doing? The only guy that you have on your team that plays defense and grabs rebounds, he's like 26 years old. You got rid of him. I mean, if you're Atlanta though, John Collins and Capella, that's a nice little young duo to pair up with Trae Young. I mean, they still got to get a lot more pieces than that to be a team that competes, but they got way better. I don't know about Houston and what the hell's going on with them. And Minnesota is still a dumpster fire. I hate that expression, but if any team fits that description, Minnesota's a dumpster fire. So I don't think that trade made them really better. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think it made them better. And for tonight, they're going to be missing a couple of starters as well. They're going to be obviously they sent off Napier and Covington. So I mean they losing a couple of starters tonight, man. But yeah, yesterday, real quick, the Bucks they did end up getting it done versus the Pelicans. Still like that spot for the Pelicans. It's a fade the world spot for me. I'll take it anytime. I mean everybody on one side, I'll go against them any day. I mean everybody yesterday was on the Blazers. Nobody saying nothing about that one. I mean they were never in that game down 9. I mean, that was a trifecta spot for the Nuggets. People saying they don't know what I was looking at in the Pelicans. What were y'all looking at in the Blazers? I mean, sometimes you just you know what I'm saying. A loss is a loss. It doesn't matter if you covered by 1 or you missed it by half or you missed it by 30. Same loss is a loss, man. The Pelicans were in that game. They took Zion out late, and then when the Bucks went on an 8-0 run, and it's crazy because they got up. Obviously, huge third quarter. And the Pelicans was up. The first half was the play, man. The first half was the play. The Pelicans. People saying like the Pelicans come to play. They can't play. Bucks made their run, and then the Pelicans came back into it once again, took Zion out, and all the energy, you know what I'm saying, drained out. They ended up taking the loss by 12 there. Their game went under too, man. The 246, total 246. The game went all the way under. The Rockets, yeah, that was crazy. And Hornets, yeah, that was a good call. Me and Jordan was saying, you know what I'm saying, the Hornets first quarter and first half. So that was a good call by my guy Jordan there. Hornets covering, then end up losing. That's a tough beat there. They do it once again, do it in the first half, and then end up losing the full game. That's tough because it was up to minus 14 and they lose by 15. That's tough. I mean, you could say that you argued that the Hornets was the right side there, but you didn't get paid. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? They played a perfect game all the way until the fourth quarter, and it doesn't matter. It was a right side. Denver, right side of the game, man. I mean, a lot of people see Portland, seeing Dame balling lately. Yeah, I know. I told you. Denver hates Portland, and for the foreseeable future, they want to kick their teeth in every single night. And Jamal Murray end up suiting up, and I mean, that was never a game. Lost the first half play with the Spurs, but I still think that I still felt more comfortable with that first half, even though they lost by 10 than the full game. You see, they absolutely got out of hand, and LeBron hitting that 5 straight threes. That was pretty nice as well, man. He was in fuego right there. He channeled his inner Kobe there. He like me at the wreck those days, man. Nah, I'm messing with you, but that's the recap of yesterday, man. But we're gonna get to some money today, man. You best believe that. And people that's in the chat, hey, if you're hating and you know what I'm saying, you don't like us, right? What you here, watch us, you supporting us. So I appreciate you. I appreciate even the haters. Come and check us out. I appreciate you. We got the Suns versus Detroit, man. It's up to 3 now. This is one I'm gonna be sitting waiting. I'll be perfectly honest with you. With Jammin, we know that the trade line, the deadline is coming up, man. With D Rose already not playing, Mekhi Luke's not playing, which that boy's feet can shoot them threes, boy. I tell you that. He might not be good. They're good on the defensive end, but boy's feet can shoot them threes. Bruce Brown is probable here. Ty Jerome out, which is not really a big deal, but Tyler Johnson is out, but it is a big deal to me. Rubio is in, so that's good. They're still missing Saric and Baines. Cam Johnson out as well. I mean, both of them have a lot of injuries, but I still like the Suns team more than the Pistons team. This is a third game fortnight for the Pistons. Well, when they got smacked by the Grizzlies, now they come back to the house. Where last time got down 14 early to the Nuggets. Nuggets fell asleep, and then the Pistons came back and got it done in overtime. I think the Suns are a better team. They got a better lineup, even though the Pistons at the house. I'm waiting to see if Drummond might get moved, man. I think it's gonna happen pretty soon, and when it happens, hey, I might have to smash the Suns. But right now, I am leaning the Suns. Any quick looks on this one, Junior? I know my guy Jordan said he don't have a look on this game at all.
No, I'm actually kind of interested in the Devin Booker prop. I seen the number. It was at 29.5, which kind of seems high, but he averages 27 a game. So it's really actually not that high. And he had his probably what you would have to say is his worst game of the season in his last game. I mean, this is a guy that's averaging 27 a game on 51% shooting, and he's a two guard, which is crazy. Last game, he was 3 for 15, 11 points. He had more turnovers than field goals made in that game. I think he's due for a bounce back game. So I'm thinking I might hit that Devin Booker over 29.5 prop. That's the only look I would have in this game.
Exactly. Yeah, I can see it, man. And yeah, I'm looking at the Suns. I'm real close, man. I'm real close. I think they think this is gonna be a get right spot for them. The last game, a little 3-game road trip. They lost 2 games already. It was against good teams. The game versus the Nets, they was in it first half. The second half, they just absolutely got blown out. They still got players like Oubre out there. I mean, they still got scrappy players. You still got Booker out there. You still got Rubio, even though he's down only one of their point guards out there. Detroit is just headed in a different direction right now, man. And Drummond, like I say, Drummond's gonna be moved. I think today or tomorrow, man. I really do think so. I'm gonna be waiting to see. But yeah, the Suns, they are pretty banged up a team too. I didn't expect it to be them laying points on the road. I thought it'd be more of a pick 'em, to be honest with you, or Suns +1. But that's just more of an indicator that even the bookies think that the bookmakers think that the Suns will get it done here. Magic versus Celtics, man. Another one with a couple of huge injuries. Kemba Walker ruled out. Marcus Smart ruled out as well. This one was 8.5. And it got out. Posted on Twitter. I was like, hey, you like the Magic? You might want to get on them now for a takedown. It's down to 6.5 now for the Celtics. They can still win this game. Still a winnable game for them. The Celtics, man, I'm telling y'all, when I say I'm gonna be sitting waiting at the spot right before I hadn't made any, there's one play that I really liked. I know it's gonna continue to only go up, and I'll let you guys know what that is towards the end of the show. But this one right here, I mean, with a lot of these teams, you need to see what's going on. Anything can happen. When I say anything can happen right before these games, man. With this trade deadline, just be aware. That's the only thing I'm saying. You never know you never know what happened, man. But what you got on this one? You have any look on this one, Jordan? The Magic versus Celtics.
I was, man, as soon as that Celtics injury news just dropped, I was kind of thinking about the Magic, but then it seems like it's been like a weekly occurrence for us the last like 3 weeks talking about Boston, and they're missing starters and missing important guys, and then they just go out there and cover, and we just we keep wanting to fade them, and they keep proving us wrong. So I don't know if I'm going to step in front of that. That being said, it has steamed down a point, so they are some people that think the Magic are a pretty good value tonight, so I will say that. And if I had a lean on this game, or if I did have a free pick on this game, I probably would take the points, just because you're missing a lot of important pieces. On top of that, you're missing the main guy that was going to be guarding Vucevic tonight, and Tice. I think that's a bigger injury, not only maybe just as big as the Smart injury defensively in the current matchup, and then obviously Kemba being out does not help at all. Offensively. So, if it's a low down, drag out game where both teams are under 100 points, I think 6.5 is a lot. You'd be spotting the Magic in this spot. I don't know if I'm going to jump on them or not, because it scares me to fade Boston, though. That's just the only thing.
Yeah, and the Magic, man, them boys, and they usually like to play the Magic. They usually play Boston pretty tough. They are 3-1 ATS last 4 in this series, and they did just lose January 24th as well to this Boston team at the house. That game was pretty close to the forecourt, but I mean, Boston was up, you know what I'm saying, for the game, but the Magic, they was in it. They wanted to win that game. It's almost a quick revenge spot for the Magic here. I can't say with Kemba being out and Marcus Smart, that's two of their. It's pretty much their 2 main ball handlers right there. I know Jaylen Brown and Hayward, you know what I'm saying, they still pretty nice. Still got Tatum out there, but you missing 2 key ball handlers out there. It's always going to give me a little, you know what I'm saying, a little hesitation right there. So any looks on this one, Junior? Did you have any look on this game, Magic versus Celtics?
When I looked at it this morning, it was 7.5, and like Jordan mentioned, it's steamed down a full point. So I am kind of thinking about pulling the trigger on Boston, but you just mentioned something that for me is a key aspect when you're handicapping any basketball team. If a team is missing their point guard or there's just their main ball handler, that's always going to be a problem, especially if they're playing against one of the better defensive teams in the league, which Orlando is. For all the problems that Orlando's had this season, they're still 7th in the league in defense. And now you're telling me that they're out their 2 main ball handlers? And it's not like, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are guys that run the offense. They're actual legit old school wings where they need a point guard to set them up. So Now you're talking Brad Wanamaker probably is going to be their main ball handler. I can't lay 6.5 points against Orlando without knowing what's the story with their ball handling situation. So I'm just going to stay away from this game. Maybe a live bet situation, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like the no ball handler situation, no Tice. I just don't like any of that.
Yeah, I could see the Magic coming out here being pissed, man. I remember it was a game earlier this year that they damn near, if I'm not mistaken, they damn near beat Boston. Boston had to come back and barely win. If I understand, I just think there's, like I say, the Magic they play them pretty tough every time they play, man. So we'll see here in this spot. Maybe the Magic got a little right versus the Hornets versus you know what I'm saying, smacking them up there. So I know that was the Hornets, but Kemba and Marcus Smart out here, that's huge in my opinion, man. I'm not saying that the Celtics can't still win and cover. They've shown that they can do it. They don't have any real look ahead or anything, but if they come out not caring about this game, man, and the Magic get going, I mean, we know they got some players over there that can get, if they get in a good groove, offensive groove, they have their nights, man. You know what I'm saying? They have their nights. The Magic can be a scrappy team. They getting down there with 7 points. I wish I could have got them at that 8, man. You know what I'm saying? That was real nice. That's why I tweeted out, like, I know I can't get it if y'all get it. Let's see. Yeah, 6.5 best you can get, man. Somebody in the chat said 7.5. You just getting that shit with the Magic. It's like I say, I think they are a live dog in my opinion. The Magic. I'm not sure if I'll get there. Real quick, Golden State versus Brooklyn. I know it is Golden State off 2 straight wins. Junior, they off 2 straight wins. This is the last game of their road trip though. D'Lo, he is gonna be in, and then D'Lo was in there. They trying to get. So it's gonna happen one of these years. Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and Devin Booker, they all 3 friends. They taking pictures with Suns jerseys on beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? In a photo, man, D'Angelo Russell might get moved, bro. Somewhere, man. I'm telling y'all, when I say wait, I'm just saying, man. You can find some easy spots today and tomorrow. I know I'm gonna be waiting. Y'all do what you want. I'm sitting there waiting. People hit me up plays early in the morning. You can force it if you want, bro. Hey, the Sharks wait till right before the game and smack whatever they like. You know what I'm talking about? Smack is why you see late line moves. I'm leaning towards the Nets, man. It's the last game road trip. It's never a bet on spot for me, in my opinion. Never a bet on spot. I don't care if they get points. It's Nets or nothing for me. Anything on this one, Junior?
I like something that you just said. The reason why I can't touch this game, bro, I feel like it's pretty much inevitable that they're going to move D'Angelo Russell. Not to say that he's been bad, but he's a piece that's worth a lot. This is a lottery team. They have the least amount of wins in the NBA, so they're pretty much guaranteed to get a top 5 pick in the draft. You move D'Angelo Russell, you're at least going to get another quality player back or a bunch of draft picks. So there's no reason you're going to keep him. Like, the full tank is on. Like, once they lose D'Angelo, they're not winning more than 20 games. They got 12 right now. They're not getting 20 because there's only like 30-something more games left. They're not getting 20. So they're going to be in full tank mode. Until the trade deadline, I cannot get in business with Golden State. So it's Brooklyn or nothing in this situation for me, but I have no official play on this game.
I can dig it. Hey, the last 2 games, they look good. It was against bad teams. Nets sort of seem to be cooking now. Still without Kyrie. Still Dinwiddie can run the show. I can't say this was another one where I think it was a little too many points. But like I say, that last game of road trip, and if Russell is ruled out or dealed, you know what I'm saying, something. And look, I'm going to tell y'all, when D'Angelo Russell was traded to the Warriors, I think it was trade bait already. I think he was not standing. Him and Curry on this, and when Curry was healthy, it didn't matter. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm telling you, I be on my stuff in the offseason, man. I said, nah, there's no way that this is going to work. 2 starting point guards on the same. Nah, they just, no, bro. It's not going to work. Both of them need their own team. So I knew he was trade bait from the get-go, and I think they should move. It's a smart move. Look towards next year. You probably won't see Curry or Klay Thompson come back this year, man. They shouldn't. Why would you risk it? Just be fresh for it. Go play at the Rec, 24-hour fitness, and be fresh for next year, man. What you got, Jordan? Anything on this game?
Yeah, I'd say I agree with you guys on D'Angelo Russell to a certain extent. I know there was a report yesterday from Shams Charania that said that the Wolves were moving on from the D'Angelo Russell talks. That doesn't mean there aren't other teams that are looking at him, because you guys are right. I mean, the Warriors have absolutely zero incentive to be good at all the rest of the season. And I think Jay, you're exactly right. I don't think Curry comes back this year. We know Clay's not coming back, so until next year. So they are just way more incentivized to tank and try to pull a late 90s Spurs run and and draft their own Tim Duncan after this year of taking off and going to compete next year. So if they can get more draft picks for D'Angelo Russell to try to do that, I think they absolutely should make that move. The thing is, though, with this game, and that's the important part of my pick on this game, is I wrote this up for the website today, is that I think that if Russell does play and he doesn't get moved potentially until tomorrow, I think you're at an option. I think you're looking at a potential here where there's not enough points here in these totals for the first half, especially. It's been steaming downwards. So that does kind of indicate to me that maybe there are some advanced talks going on with D'Angelo Russell, because if he gets ruled out, the under is going to still get hammered in this game too. So that's the one thing I'm worried about. So I'm going to wait until the last minute. But if Russell's ruled in and he's on the court tonight and in the starting lineup, I'm going to go with the first half over in this one at 114. Neither team has been playing much defense lately, especially the Nets here. Even they're without Kyrie, they're going to play a little slower. I tried to do this 2 nights ago and missed by a point, so I am a little weary of this one. But at the same time, Golden State's allowing about 61 points per first half over their last 5 games. It's not going to change with or without D'Angelo Russell. The Nets are going to just smoke them tonight with or without him, I think, offensively. It's just a matter if they can play defense too, and I don't think they're going to play much defense early in the game. I saw them give up 30 first quarter points their last game. I would not be surprised if Russell's on the court, they do that again. And so I do think with the pace that this first half is going to get played, I do think the over is a good play if Russell's in there. If he's not, I'm staying the hell away from it, though. That's for sure.
Exactly. Main reason somebody gonna want D'Lo, man. Somebody gonna want him. We'll see. It's like I said, I'm ready for some marquee shit to happen, man. That trade yesterday, it was only the tip of the iceberg in my opinion. Hopefully we see some real stuff start to happen. Let's get to the next game, man. We got the Pacers versus Raptors. Raptors been absolutely balling right now, man. It's tough to step in front of them. It was real tough to step in. This game they will be without Marc Gasol. Running Hollis Jefferson is questionable here. They're without Norman Powell as well here. But the Pacers, they were without T.J. Warren. We know they got Oladipo back in the mix, but they didn't lost the past couple of games, man. I mean, you lose that game versus the Knicks. That's the one that got me like, that's pretty tough there, bro. 11-point favorites at the house, and you lose by saying the Knicks was on them the whole game. It wasn't never close. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm leaning towards the Pacers, but it's tough to step away from the Raptors. My guy Jordan. His team, he telling me maybe wait for the next game at the house. This is the first game of a home and home. I don't think they just gonna lay down here. I know it's in Toronto, but I don't think they just gonna lay down. Next game should be the one that they get the win, but we'll see if the Raptors can win by margin here. What you thinking on this one, Jordan? Anything real quick on this one with the Pacers, or what? Just you want to tell me your leans on this one?
Yeah, we talked about this before the show, and I'll just be quick because I know we got a lot of games to get through. I think the fact that this is a home and home, and these two teams play each other in Indiana on Friday again, I think they're just going to split this home and home. So I think I'm staying away from the Pacers tonight. With the Warren injury, like I told you before the show, I think it's been underrated in both analytics and I think on the court, what he does on both ends of the court for this team. You're talking about a Raptors team that's generally healthy now, even though they're without Norm Powell. I think they're better with Serge Ibaka in there as opposed to Marc Gasol, and Chris Boucher has been playing pretty good off the bench. So I mean, I don't think that's a huge injury. The Powell one is, but they got like Terrence Davis is still very good. Like they got a lot of guys they can plug in, just as the Pacers do as well. So I think if all these injuries cancel each other out, I think it's a pretty sharp line. I think you are probably going to lay off of it here, but I know our guy Junior has something to say on it, so I'm very interested to see his reasoning here on his sides of this one. So take it away, my guy.
Yeah, I just think that the reason why I'm on the Raptors, and I am on the Raptors trifecta first quarter, first half, full game, is just that I think that if you're going to fade Toronto, it's going to be on Friday. If they win tonight, it would be a record. It would be a franchise record, and they're playing at home. Listen, they're the defending champions. People are still in celebration mode because they know that most likely they're not going to defend that title. And any kind of little moral milestone, like Nick Nurse getting voted as the All-Star Game coach, it's a big deal in Toronto. All these things are big deals in Toronto because they feel disrespected because, once Kawhi left, everyone's basically thought they don't got a chance. They've won 11 games in a row, bro, and they're second in the East. You're going to have to respect them at some point. And to respect Indiana, I'm saying that Toronto will probably lose that game just because they're not going to win every game. But tonight, just with all the things on the line, plus the way that Indiana's been playing lately, they haven't been great. Toronto's been playing lockdown defense. I think T.J. Warren's injury is a big deal. And just to prove the point about Toronto, how much they're rolling, how much they're clicking, I mean, Norman Powell's out with a broken finger. And that should be a big deal. Bro, Terrence Davis, who most of the people watching this show have probably never even seen play basketball before, dropped 31 points in the last game. It's next man up for Toronto all season long. And I just think that's going to be the case again tonight. I got Toronto first quarter -2, first half -3.5, full game -6. Let's get it.
I can dig it, man. Yeah, my guy Junior, they're going with the trifecta there for the with the Raptors, man. So y'all heard it. Hey, y'all ride if y'all like the Raptors, ride with my guy there. I can't say I'm not taking it. It is a revenge game for them. The last time in Indiana, they win the overtime, and Pacers won by 5 this year. There was only matchup so far. So in theory, it is a bounce back spot for the Raptors to beat the Pacers here. I still think the Pacers match up really well against the Raptors. We'll see tonight, man. It could be a spot where the Raptors win, but don't cover. I'm leaning towards the Pacers, but you might ride with my guy. He has official play on it. I'm not taking the Pacers as official. It's tough to step in front of that 11 game winning streak. It's real tough, man. Let's get to this Hawks versus Timberwolves spot, man. And one where really I'm looking at, I'm like, Timberwolves -6. What the hell going? Like, really, I really tripped out. I'm like, bro, what? Why are they favored by 6 points, bro? Really, like, I know that. So look, the Hawks got a laundry list of injuries. They do, man. They got a laundry list. Reddish still out. Herder's in. Trae Young's in, which that's the biggest deal. Hunter is questionable. Hey, Hunter questionable. Hunter and Fernando possibly could come back in this spot, man. Man, yeah, I mean, you don't lay points with the Timberwolves, bro. You just don't. I mean, they are in total disarray. That was before the trade. Then you traded Robert Covington and Shabazz Napier, and that's the 2 starters for them right now. Napier, the starting point guard. You don't have T come out the bench no more. I don't see how, bro. I don't see how that this is a get right spot for the Timberwolves. And you got Karl Anthony Towns out there, and he might as well not even play, bro, because he just don't care. He might could get traded before the game. And I'm looking at the Hawks. It's going down to 4.5 now, man. It's just steady going, and as it should. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the Hawks win this game. And I think that with Trae Young out there, if Hunter comes back as well, man, this is a winnable game for the Hawks. I know that they're not the same team on the road, but the Hawks, in my opinion, if you're trying to make trades for Capella and Nene and stuff, and you're trying to do something, you got to win this game, bro. I got to take the points with the Hawks in this spot, man. I had to. What you got, Jordan? Tell me I'm tripping or what? Like, why they favored? Why is Timberwolves favored in this spot?
I have no idea, and you're exactly right with everything you just said. I also just saw earlier, right before we came on the show, that Hunter and Bruno Fernando went through shoot around. That's a pretty good indication that they have a good chance of coming back tonight. I mean, look at a team that just traded for Capella. Obviously, he's not going to be in there, but that's a morale booster in itself too for the Hawks. I mean, they have shown no interest in tanking at all this year, which surprises me a little bit. But I mean, when you have a young core and a Trae Young who you want to keep happy and you need to win now when he's on his rookie deal, I get the urgency a little bit. I mean, you have a superstar talent here and a really, really good player next to him in John Collins. I mean, you don't want to waste that. You want to add to that. And I think that's exactly what they're doing here. And I mean, if Hunter and Bruno come back, you're telling me that they're 4.5 points worse than the Wolves, who just traded away 2 starters and who might trade away Karl Anthony Towns tonight too to top it all off and complete their tanking trifecta. I mean, it's Hawks or nothing here for me.
No, I was just saying, and he's disinterested, and Karl Anthony Towns is disinterested out there, even though he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying this is Hawks or nothing here. I'm going to look into it a little bit more after the show. But this is the one that I'm definitely leaning towards the Hawks in here. I don't think that I don't. If you're laying points with the Wolves tonight, I'm praying for you. That's all I got to say.
Not for real. Not for real though. I mean, they hadn't showed us they could prove. I mean, they hadn't shown us they can do it. Not in just a while. I mean, they're not just on the little 3 or 4 game slid. You dig what I'm saying? Karl Anthony Towns as a player hadn't won since November. I don't see him winning this game, man. I just don't. It would surprise me if they won this game. As bad as the Hawks are on the road, that's as bad as the Timberwolves are at the house. And that's terrible. It's terrible to say. What you got, Junior? Any quick looks on this one? Tell us that we crazy thinking that the Hawks is going to win this game or at least taking the points. Why can't they keep it close?
Listen, bro, not only do I think that the Hawks can keep it close, I think they're a live dog in this situation, really. I smell juicy parlay potential. Hawks plus 165, Memphis plus 165. On a little two game parlay. Listen, not to disrespect your Mavs, Jay, but I think
Do what you got to do. It's about getting some money, man. I'm not on the Mavs tonight. I'm not.
I just think
We
Memphis
finna
is
get to
getting
that game, man.
disrespected.
Let's get to that game. This Grizzlies versus Mavs, because I saw
get
it
to
up
that
to
game.
5.
But let me tell you something. That 2-team parlay pays plus 600. In case anyone's feeling frisky out there, a little. If you want to get a little J Money sprinkle on, get your sprinkle on. Hawks
Hey,
and
the
Memphis
Grizz,
2-team
they got a
parlay
lot to
pays
show
plus
right
600.
now. Obviously, JJ Barea is questionable in this spot, man, and Seth Curry. So I mean, and then Duncan's already out. Still, obviously no Powell. Valanciunas, he is questionable in this spot, officially questionable here. So it'll be interesting to see if he's gonna play. That's their starting center. But yeah, Barea, JJ, we need Barea and Curry out there, man. We can't afford to lose neither of those guys, in my opinion, man. We need everybody out there with Luka already out. Still, Porzingis can go off on any night. I mean, I still think they're a better team than the Grizzlies, but yeah, we can't. Obviously, this is one of the 2 main injuries, man, and a lot of people ain't gonna talk about. They probably won't even move the spread, but Barea and Curry means a lot to the Mavs tonight. And if both of them are out, then I'm gonna have to look toward the Grizzlies as well, man. That's why you see this line so short. Down to 4.5. It's at 5 still at Bovada, but everywhere else is 4.5. So my guy Junior already told you he think the Grizzlies can win this game. What you thinking, real quick, on this one, Jordan? Before we get to, we got 2 more good games after this: Heat, Clippers, and then Jazz versus Nuggets.
Yeah, I'll be real quick. I got an official play on Memphis plus 2.5 first half here. You guys know I love the Grizzlies in their first halves. You're telling me that Dallas without Luka Doncic is 4.5 points better than the Grizzlies right now? I don't believe it. I believe it when I see it. But then, like Jay said, we were talking about it earlier. Celtics are down their top 2 ball handlers. Dallas may be down 3 ball handlers tonight. And you're telling me you're going to lay 4.5 with that? No, absolutely not. I may end up getting on the Grizzlies full game too, but you guys know what I say about the Grizzlies every time is I'm much more excited about them as a first half team when they're in spots like this as underdogs, as more than a possession or right around a possession underdog than I am in a full game, because they do still not play a whole lot of defense, and Dallas still has some guys that can get hot, especially if Curry and Barea are in. Those guys can light it up when they're in the game off the bench too. So a little bit hesitant to take the 4.5, but I do like the 2.5 here in the first half. It's going to be one of my officials today.
Exactly. It'll let you know how some of these players can play, man, if they want to. It says Allen Crabbe is now questionable he played for the Timberwolves. The Hawks and the Timberwolves had just made a little trade as well. Teague is coming back to play his old team. You know what I'm saying? So Allen Crabbe, he questioned. Now he see, we playing. No, we just made a trade. Y'all need me tonight. You know what? My knee don't hurt no more. I think I could play tonight. Y'all been paying me anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think it feels all right today. I might want to play. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's how it should be going, man. We got 2 more games, man. 2 more games, 2 more marquee games. I don't have nothing on OKC versus Cavs, and their spread is pretty high. The Cavs, hell, we don't know if Thompson gonna play. Love, I mean, shit, we don't know if he want to be traded, or if anybody even wants him. So I have nothing to say about that one. And nothing to say. Nuggets versus Jazz, man. It's a game I did the write-up on. Y'all go and check the write-up out. Jazz hadn't looked right, and it's tough to trust them. I didn't expect the line to be this high, I must say, and it was at 7.5, and it quickly got bet up. This is an absolute terrible spot for the Nuggets. Be interesting to see if Porter is going to come back here, but Jeremy Grant, he went out late in the fourth quarter of the game. I don't even know why he was still. I mean, and that's how deep they are. They had Jeremy Grant in the game. You know what I'm saying? At the end, he went out with a little ankle injury. He just walked out the court. He just went to the back. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he probably ain't playing tomorrow. They just made a trade. Now, this is something I wasn't expecting, and this wasn't even in the write-up because I did the write-up last night. This was before the trade, and then they traded, they traded with Beasley. They traded Vanderbilt, and who else? Hernan Gomez, I think.
Gomez.
So so they traded 3 pieces right there. You know what I'm saying? And Vanderbilt didn't play a lot. He got in the game last night and looked good. He's gonna be a good player out of Kentucky. Has a lot of potential, but they were so deep that even players like him was sitting on the bench. But Hernan Gomez and Beasley, they are 2 you know what I'm saying, rotation players for the Nuggets, and I think he's gonna come in. And you look at the Nuggets. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights. They're playing in Utah. I don't really look. It's not a regular team play because the Nuggets already kind of used to thin there, and it's not that far of a, you know what I'm saying, the travel or whatever. But still, it's still 3rd game in 4 nights. They didn't play 2 games while the Jazz been at the house. But I ain't gonna say at the house, probably in the practice gym. pissed because they didn't lost their past 4 games. They lost last time at the house, embarrassing loss to the Rockets. I know it's high, man, but I'm gonna tell you, I got the Jazz here by 14, 15 points. I think it's gonna get ugly. I think this is the trifecta spot of the day, man. Jazz first quarter, first half, full game. As long as they come out with their heads on fire, and they did it versus the Blazers. They came out 34-21. The Blazers went on a 22 run, and the game was over ever since then. But they came out with it, you know what I'm saying? But tonight they're at the house. They got the home crowd. His revenge game Jay come out tonight. You just lost 106-100 to the same Nuggets team. And you really, in that first quarter and first half, they came out hot. Covered the first quarter, first half on the road. And then the Nuggets outscored them by, I think, 15 in the second half. And you know what I'm saying? Just ran away. I had the Nuggets. I needed that. But still, this is the Jazz game. This is the Jazz spot. Get right spot. I know they haven't been playing well. And it's tough to back some of these teams that's been in a rut. But if there was any time for them to get back right, it's tonight. The Nuggets could keep it close, but with it being a huge rest advantage here, with the Jazz no real injuries, huge bounce back spot. They've been at the house waiting on this one. 4 losses brewing and stewing. I think it's the spot tonight, man. I think it's the spot, and I know that the Nuggets are a public dog, and I think that's even better. You saw what happened with a public dog yesterday with the Blazers. Everybody was on them and got smacked. I think we're gonna see that thing with the Nuggets come off a perfect game. It won't be so perfect tonight, in my opinion, man. I like the Jazz in this spot. Anything that you got on this one, Jordan? Tell me that I'm crazy, man.
No, I don't think you're crazy, but I do think one disclaimer that we got to say is if Michael Porter Jr. comes back for the Nuggets, I would be very, very weary fading them outright at the 9. Now, that being said, if he gets announced in with enough time and you see this line tick back down to closer where it opened, I don't mind the Jazz at all, because I'm actually leaning towards them on the first quarter. As something you just said, literally, as I'm just talking, is just that third game in 4 nights, and you're going up a team that is extremely mad and is really looking here to bounce back. And on top of that, Denver has been one of the worst first quarter teams in the league. I said that 2 nights ago, I think, and I said that yesterday actually. They ended up being fine first quarter yesterday, but I don't think that's going to be the case here against the Jazz on third game in 4 nights in a back-to-back. That would be the one play from this game I might be leaning towards, but I don't think I'm touching the full game and the half as it stands now until I get some definitive Michael Porter Jr. news. But if he's out, I'll probably end up being on the Jazz first quarter here, because I don't think Denver's offense, the way they've been beat up, and now they've traded away a couple of rotation pieces now and haven't gotten the reinforcements back yet. They're going to be short bench, and that's going to be real tough for them. Now, I know that probably leans more people to lay the points here, but now it's 9. Talking about a divisional game where usually that's played pretty close, like that scares me a little bit. Denver could backdoor that pretty easily, so probably going to lay a full game, but real interested in the Jazz here early.
No, and I'll tell you one thing in this one, and these are the spots where, and I like the first quarter and the first half, but I'll tell you something, and real quick, because we got to get to one more game, and I got to let Jordan Jr. say something about this one. But if the Jazz come out hot in the first quarter, they're not giving the lead away in this game. They're not. I'm talking about even if it's up to 10, I can see them outscoring them by 10 in the first quarter, and it won't be close from there. And in the second half, this game will only get worse. When you have third game in 4 nights in spots like this where the team has the rest advantage, and you had a team that's going to run out of gas in the second half, it's only going to get worse. The Nuggets will not have enough left in the tank to make a comeback in this game. I don't care, even if they're down 20 at the half. The Jazz, I don't see them getting lax here. They know that they had to go into the break with some momentum. It starts tonight, and in the second half, this game will only get worse, in my opinion. So that's why like I said, at 9, it's getting up there. It got bit up from 7.5 quick. I got them by 15, man. I got the Jazz by 15. I'd be surprised if they didn't win this game by 20 points. I really would. Any quick thoughts on this one, Junior, before we get to one of your favorite games, I'm sure?
No look. I don't even have a look on that Miami Clippers game either, to be honest with you. I think this Denver-Utah game it has to be a live bet situation for me. I watched that Denver game yesterday, and they were absolutely cooking. Kind of can't use altitude as an excuse because they play at altitude, right? So I'm just kind of interested to see what they look like, because the Jazz have been kind of trending in the opposite direction of how good they looked during most of January. So I just don't really see what angle there is on that game. I just wanted to mention something because I didn't even give an official play on that Memphis game. My official play in that Memphis game is +5 Memphis full game. And I have a very, very strong lead, which I'll probably hit after the show, on John Morant over 16.5 points player prop.
Got you. Yeah, the Jazz, they're 4-0 ATS last 4 home games versus the Nuggets. This is a home series. The home team reigns, the kills in it. And go all the way back. The Jazz are 9-0 straight up at the house versus the Nuggets, and 7-2-1. No, 10-0 straight up, and 7-2-1 ATS last 10 games versus the Nuggets. But I don't even care about that. I'm just going back to 2017. The past 4 games in Utah, the Nuggets are on 4 ATS, and with this man, like I say, the Jazz have been off 3 full days, letting that 4-game losing streak brew. 0-3 road trip brew. Last time they was at the house, they got embarrassed. They better bounce back here. The Nuggets making the trade, it's only even worse for them. Beasley and Hernan Gomez, probably they was gonna need them tonight. Those 2 of the players in their 9-man rotation. Now they gonna have other guys, you know what I'm saying, coming in. So might have to call some G leaguers up tonight, man. If they run out of gas or they already don't have a great offense. It got rolling last night. They hate the Blazers. This is a different spot, man. It's a lot of points, I understand, but we just need the Jazz to come in here rolling, and it shouldn't be a problem. It's like I say, I think this one, as the game goes on, the Jazz should just keep putting it on them. The Heat versus Clippers here last game, man. We got about 5 minutes left. Revenge spot for the Clippers just beat the Heat over here, obviously in their house. We know there's a lot of injuries for the Heat. They without Tyler Hero once again here tonight, and Myers Leonard as well. I wish they was if they was at full squad, I'd be looking towards the Heat here. I can't say. I got a crazy feeling about this game, man. I don't know. I got a funny feel. I think it could go either way. I likely won't touch it at all. Any quick looks on it? Where Junior say he didn't have no looks on anyway. So Junior, recap them with your official plays for me if you don't mind. Then send it to Jordan. Jordan, you can say what you got to say about if you have anything on the Heat and Clippers game, brother.
Yeah, I got the Raptors trifecta. Raptors first quarter -2, Raptors first half -3.5, Raptors full game -6. I like the Thunder against Cleveland. Cleveland's played. This is Cleveland's 5th game in 7 days, and then after today, they're off until Sunday. Let me give you guys a news flash. They're already fucking off. They ain't playing tonight. They about to get smacked the fuck up. Thunder by first half 7.5. Thunder full game -12.5. And my last pick is Memphis +5 against the banged up Dallas squad.
Word.
Got you. What you got?
I don't have anything,
what you got, Jordan?
Yeah. I don't have anything on this late game. Probably just going to enjoy it. It should be a very good interconference showdown, so I'm going to like that. Official plays for the day. I got Grizz +2.5 first half. Might tail Junior there on that +4.5, +5, depending on what number I can get. And I got the over 114.5 Golden State in Brooklyn. If Russell and everybody's in that game, so I'm going to wait until the last second up to 7:30 before I get that one. And then I'm probably going to end up jumping on the Hawks tonight, y'all. I mean, it's just too juicy. It's just too juicy. And I maybe Jazz first quarter, but that'd be like fourth in the line there. So probably might end up sticking to those top 3 if everything falls my way.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I got a little top 3, man. The 3 I like, man, is Suns, Hawks, and the Jazz, man. And that Jazz, I really think that's a trifecta spot, man. I really do. I think the Hawks gonna win the game as well. I'm taking the points, but I think they're gonna win the game. And the Suns, they should get it done tonight, man. I was looking at one in college. I haven't made no college plays. I am looking at Minnesota though, -3.5 versus Wisconsin. I might get on that. I might get on that, man. I might get on it. I hadn't made any plays yet, though. I hadn't made any plays official so far, man. So y'all know what's up, man. We're going to try to get to some money today, man, just like every day. Coming off a little, you know what I'm saying, bad day, but it was a small day for me, man. But today, hey, I'm trying to go pick up some bands, man. Got to imitate Monday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday going to be bands days, man. Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to take it light. Bookie, I'm coming there like the Grim Reaper today, man. Leche. Hey, Los Bookmakers. Let's get to some money, man.